At Mass, during the consecration, the bread and wine truly become the body and blood, soul and divinity of Jesus Christ. This is the sacrament Jesus began at the Last Supper. In the Holy Eucharist, Jesus himself is really present, the same Jesus who was born in Bethlehem, died on the cross, and rose from the dead on Easter morning. What is the Holy Eucharist? The Holy Eucharist is both a sacrament and a sacrifice. In it, Jesus Christ, his body, blood, soul, and divinity, is really present, offered to the Father, and received by us under the appearance of bread and wine. The word, Eucharist, comes from Greek and means thanksgiving. Jesus gave thanks when he created this sacrament, and today it is the main way we thank God. 1. The Holy Eucharist is also called the Blessed Sacrament because it is the greatest of all the sacraments. It gives us Jesus himself. It is also called the Sacrament of the Altar because it is consecrated and kept on the altar, and offered there during Mass. 2. We call it Holy Communion when we receive it in church. We call it Holy Viaticum when it is given to someone who is very sick or close to dying. It is also known as the bread of heaven and the bread of angels because God comes down from heaven to feed us with himself. How did Christ institute the Holy Eucharist? Jesus created the Eucharist at the Last Supper. He took bread, blessed it, broke it, and said, "Take and eat. This is my body." Then he took a cup of wine, blessed it, and said, "This is my blood. Do this in remembrance of me." 1. When Jesus said, "This is my body," the bread changed completely into his body. When he said, "This is my blood," the wine changed completely into his blood. The bread and wine are the visible signs, and Jesus' words are the form. The grace given is receiving his real body and blood. 2. Even though the bread and wine changed, they still looked, tasted, and felt like bread and wine. These outer qualities are what we call their appearances. Why do we believe that Christ changed the bread and wine into his body and blood? We believe this because 1. Jesus clearly said so. He did not say the bread and wine were symbols. At the Last Supper he said, "This is my body. This is my blood." 2. The day after he multiplied the loaves and fish, Jesus promised to give his flesh to eat and his blood to drink. Many people could not accept this and walked away, but Jesus did not take back his words or explain them differently. 3. The apostles understood Jesus literally. Saint Paul taught that receiving the Eucharist unworthily is offending the actual body and blood of Christ. 4. Christians have believed this from the beginning. Saints like Saint Augustine taught it clearly. Only in the 1500s did some groups break away and deny this teaching. Even the ancient churches that split from Rome long ago still believe the Eucharist is truly the body and blood of Christ. How was Jesus able to change bread and wine into his body and blood? Jesus could do this because he is God and has unlimited power. God created everything from nothing, so he can certainly change bread and wine into Jesus' body and blood. Jesus also changed water into wine at Cana. God's power is seen every day in nature. Plants grow, bodies grow, and food becomes part of living things. If Jesus plainly told us he changed the bread and wine, we can trust his word.